Hello dear students and welcome to this recording. This recording is copyright. With me here inside the studio is a student from this university. On behalf of the Sudan Open University, I would like to record and broadcast this handwriting as a skill for you. Are you ready? Dear students, we are going to have the first introduction for writing. The first introduction says, the introduction here is one of the units that make up the basic writing skills. The writing skills are very important. You see, dear students, the 5 units focus on, we have 5 units. On the first one, we focus on the level of the letter. The level of the letter. Number 2, we focus on the level of the word. Number 3, we shall focus also on the level of a sentence. And number 4, we shall focus on punctuation. And the last one, we are going to do it at the level of a paragraph. With me here, as I told you, is a student of this university. She is in her 3rd semester and she is going to be my associate. My associate here is Wafa Musa Mahdi. Welcome, Wafa, to this recording. Would you like to shoot up any question as an introduction before we go deep into the topic? Before we go inside the topic, would you like to ask any question about writing?
Yes, teacher. I want to know how many levels writing are we talking about?
Yes, this is a very nice question from the viewpoint of your desire. You are very desirous of learning. Thank you. And thanks for your sisters and brothers who are also taking this semester with you. You know, we have 5 levels of writing. As I told you, the level of a word, the level of a sentence, the level of a paragraph, and the level of a word. If we put them in order, we will be able to form a good idea about writing. You know, writing is very easy and people judge you by the way you write.
Yeah.
As well as by the way you speak also. People judge you by all these means. So let us clarify the point on this. Although most of the materials in these 5 units, as I told you, although most of this material in these units might seem obvious. Obvious means clear.
Yes.
Might seem clear to most students like you and your sisters and brothers as well. It is that obviousness, you know, which makes them very important, in fact. Why? Because a lot of the problems of writing which the student might face, especially at advanced levels, in the upper levels, not in the lower levels, you know? So they suffer, the students suffer from having their roots in these areas because there are areas of weakness. We want the student to be strong in writing. So if you want to shoot up another question for me, you can do it right now before we go also into the topic for the second time. What's your second question here?
Yes.
As an introduction. Now we are in the introduction.
Yes.
We haven't been able to explain. Yes?
Where do all small letters begin?
This is a wonderful question also. You know, all small letters begin at the top. You don't have to look at the bottom. Look at the top of the letter. All small letters begin at the top. If you want to join them, you join them from the top. As you might follow me on the book. That's page 7 of the book. That's page 7 of the book. If you follow me on your syllabus, you might be able to catch what I am saying. So, you know, writing is very important. From the viewpoint of the neatness, the obviousness, the clarity, that those aspects have to be there when you are writing. Because if you write in a good way, the reader might be happy and might go through what you are writing.
Yes.
Might go through what you are writing. But if you write in a bad way, you know, the readers may say, no, we are going away, we are going to shy away from this teacher. So please try to keep yourself specific and simple. When you write neatly. It doesn't make any sense if you try to copy. Don't copy. Just write from your own knowledge. You see?
Yes.
So please, what I want you to do in writing is just copying what others say.
Okay.
What they say, you copy it into practice. You take it into practice. This is how? By writing, by having a good handwriting. Because you might intrigue your readers. You might invite your readers to read what you are writing, if you write neatly and correctly. But if you don't do that, you know, the readers might shy away from you and they might leave you up in the air, as we say. Do you want to be left up in the air?
No.
No, of course, no one wants to be left up in the air. So the reader might be happy if they go through your reading. So let me bring out something important for you as students of this semester, taking the freshman course. We call it the freshman course. This freshman course, I will give you a revelation. You will be very happy. You and the students, your colleagues, I mean. Because even, you know, the English people, the native speakers of English, they don't sometimes have good handwriting. So this is a revelation to you as well, as we say. Because, you know, handwriting is a skill.
Yeah.
Therefore, it is called the skills of writing.
Are there any skills in the life?
Yeah, it is a skill. You know, it is not something learned. It is something came by skill. You know, it came skillfully. They skillfully come to you. So, when you see some native speakers, they have their handwriting not legible, illegible. You can't read it. But other writings, they have neat and very clear handwriting. Do you know why?
Why?
Because the handwriting might govern the way you speak, the way of your thoughts.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
if you try to think and write what you think, you might get it right. But if you try to write before you think, that might get into a badness of handwriting. So anyway, dear students, don't worry. Handwriting is a skill, as the name suggests. From the name, we know that handwriting is a skill. Sometimes this skill might be talent from Allah the Almighty, the Omnipotent, give it to you, and your handwriting might become very good. But if your handwriting is bad, there is some way of making it better. If it is bad, you make it better.
Yes.
How? Because I told you, you follow the norms. You follow the norms. You follow the norms of writing. So any question before we go further up?
By all the information, that means handwriting is very, very important to any students.
Yes, important to the utmost, as we say, because handwriting might govern the way people judge you. If you speak, people judge you by the way you speak. If you write, people judge you by the way you write. Yes, here we have in the introduction something very important. You know, in this unit, which focuses on handwriting, it is clear that handwriting is important. Why? Because it is the first thing which faces the reader. Your reader is faced by your handwriting. Nothing, your reader can't see you, can they? They can't see you. They only govern you and judge you by the way you write. So if you write neatly and correctly, they might be able to judge you in a better way. So let us see the objectives of this unit. This unit has objectives, a lot of targets. The objectives here, by the end of this unit,
Yes.
not by the beginning.
Yes,
By the
yes.
beginning we have started being chatting up about that. But by the end of this unit, you are expected to, number one, form the letters of the English alphabet correctly. We have 26 letters in English.
English, yes.
26 letters.
Yes.
And how many sounds are there in English? Sounds. We have 44 sounds in English. 26 letters, but 44 sounds.
Sounds.
Do you know why? because we have consonant sounds and we have abstract sounds. For the consonant sounds, we have 21 sounds. And the 23 are vowel sounds. No vowel letters in English. We have been taught, I'm sorry to say that, we have been taught the way which is not clear for us. We have been taught through the 24 letters and 26 letters, and they say no vowels in English. Our teacher says that.
Yes.
But when we, by the passage of time, when we made for ourselves, you know, qualification, when we got qualified, and when we studied, and when we followed the language, we knew that there are no vowel letters in English. They are vowel sounds. Vowel sounds because, for example, C University, the university which you are here.
Yes.
C University. C is the word umbrella. If we say an umbrella, if we don't have vowel sounds in English, we can say an university. But it is wrong. I study at a university.
Yes.
But I hold an umbrella. Do you know why? I hold an umbrella, you put an. Also, umbrella is beginning with you.
Yes.
And you have university beginning with you, but you have a university. Do you know? This is a vowel sound.
Yes.
That's why I told you we have 26 letters, but we have 44 sounds. 21 sounds are vowels, vowel sounds, and 23 are consonant sounds. You know, this is very important. And let us have a look again. By the end, as I told you, by the end of this unit, you are expected to form shape. Form here means shape. You build up the letters of the English alphabet correctly in a better way. Number 2, you might be able to make your written work more legible. Legible means readable. Your reader can read it. This is called legible in English.
Yes.
Legible and illegible is the opposite. Legible can be read, illegible cannot be read. See? And you make it more legible than it has been before. And the last point here of the targets, of the objectives, the last point is evaluate your own handwriting. First, you don't ask anyone to come and evaluate the handwriting for you. You evaluate your own handwriting because you know what is beautiful and what is ugly.
Okay.
Yes, the opposite. So if you have a good handwriting, you might judge it yourself first before people judge it to you.
Yes.
That's right.
Yes.
So let us have the last point. Evaluate your own handwriting and that of others. You evaluate your handwriting and you evaluate also, you make assessment for others' handwriting, for your colleagues, for example. Colleagues means friends,
Yes.
for your friends
Yes.
at the university. So the English ABC, let us have it here also so that it can be an approach for this unit. There are 26 letters, as we said, in the English language, in the English alphabet. They come into 2 sets. You know the sets of the letters? We are going deep into the topic. Do you have any question before we go? Any question?
No.
No question.
Last question.
Is it all right with you?
Yes.
Okay, let's go ahead. Let's go ahead. Thank you very much for appreciating what I'm saying.
Yes.
You know, uppercase, we have the letters with uppercase, that's the capital letters. Because a letter is capitalized at the beginning of a sentence, at, you know, the name which is famous, the famous names, we capitalize the letters. We make them capital. That's called capitalization. So, uppercase, we have the uppercase and the lowercase. In the uppercase, capital letters are all capitalized, you know. That's the name suggests, by the way.
Yes.
And the lowercase comes for the small letters, lowercase. Lowercase means you join them from the bottom, But uppercase, you join them from the top.
Yes.
Yes, that's right. So, they also appear in 2 forms. Handwriting, for example, Open University of Sudan, or Sudan Open University.
Yes.
That's handwriting. That's on page 5, if you follow me correctly. That's on page 5 on your book, dear students. Follow me. Then you have print script. Print script is not handwriting. Print script is you have the machine, typewriter, typing for you handwriting.
Yeah.
Yes, that is print script. For example, you see here, Open University of Sudan is not your handwriting. It is, you know, it is print script. Print script coming through a typewriter. Marvelous. So, any question before we have the general knowledge of the idea here?
No, it is very, very clear.
Thank you very much for appreciating that for the second time. Generally speaking, there are slight differences. Slight means very small differences between handwriting letters and print scripting letters. Handwriting, you use them through your hand.
Yes.
The name suggests. But print script means you have the typewriter making the writing for you. We don't say the handwriting because the handwriting through your hands.
hand,
yes, but the print script through a machine.
Yes.
Yes, that's right. However here means but. But sometimes the differences are big, huge. Handwriting has two forms. Let us come to this form. The cursive style. Cursive style means you join your letters together. You press them too much. So that is too bad. If you press your letters too much together, the reader might not be intrigued by what you are writing. The reader might not be happy.
Yes.
So you are going to make the reader happy. If you want to make the reader happy, please try to write word by word, not in a cursive style.
Yes.
A cursive style means you press your letters too much together.
To
And
make the sentence very easy to the reader.
yes, you clarify the sentence to the reader,
Yes.
and the reader might be happy and might be intrigued by what you are writing.
Yes.
But if you write in a cursive style, the reader might not be happy at all. You know, the reader might shy away. And most of our students, unfortunately, when they see a bad handwriting, they just shy away and they put
Yes.
they put the book at the side, and then they will never show up again.
Yes.
So we don't want that. We want to intrigue them. We want them to be happy. So we want them to drag them over. So generally speaking, there are slight differences, as I say again, there are slight differences between handwriting letters and print scripting letters. However, sometimes the differences are big, very huge, and sometimes they are small. In either cases, let us have the handwriting forms. Handwriting forms, we have the cursive style. Cursive means joined. So, the quick brown fox jumps over a lazy dog. This is on page 5. This is cursive style. Cursive style, it is very clear, and sometimes some printing and publishing companies want it because that's the print of the books. But as a student beginning to tap up in handwriting, you mustn't use the cursive style. Please, dear students, keep away from the cursive style for the time being.
And use your hands.
Yes, use your hand.
Yes.
Use your hand because the name suggests handwriting.
Yes.
Yes, we are talking about handwriting. Thank you very much. So, let us have the print. The print is not joined. The quick brown fox again jumps over the lazy dog. See this handwriting on page 5 of your book and see that handwriting. The cursive style might not be clear to most of the people who read your handwriting. And that might be philosophy of writing. We call it philosophy of writing, by the way.
Yes.
But if you print, that's okay. If you write through your hand, that's your handwriting. Now, what we are going to do is something important. Here, we might shift to the preview of this unit. Welcome to Unit 1 of this book. That was the news in brief, and you shall have it now into details. We are going to detail what we have said. Writing skill number 1. This unit has 2 main sections, Section 1 is about the English alphabet, as I told you, as I kept on saying. We said how many letters are there in English we have?
26.
26 letters, marvelous. 26 letters. And how many sounds do we have?
44 sounds.
44 sounds, wonderful. 44 sounds. And how many consonants we have?
There are 2.
There are 23,
23.
yes, out of the 44.
Yes.
And then we have 21 sounds as vowels, we call them.
Yes, vowels.
We agreed upon one point here, which is very important. There are no vowel letters in English. What is taught to our dear poor students is nonsense.
Yes.
The teacher comes and says, vowel letters, This is for the kids. Unfortunately, for the kids, they say vowel letters. No vowel letters in English. Let me clarify the point from here as a transmission. You know, there are no vowel letters in English. There are vowel sounds. Okay? This point is clear?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Thank you. So, we have two sections. Section 1 is about the English alphabet, as I told you. It reviews information about the types of letters and handwriting. You know, we go and come, so that the information might be stuck up into our students' minds. We want the information to be stuck up in their minds. Section 2 is about letter formation, the shape of the letter. It gives information about the shapes and sizes of the letters. The shape of the letter is very important, and the size, you know, don't make your letter too big or too small. Just keep on one button if you write. It shows how letters are properly written, because if you write in a big way, then you come to a small way, you minimize your way of writing. If you minimize it, people will get bored. You know, readers will get bored and will shy away, as I told you. But if you try to keep one button for your handwriting, it might be acceptable. The shape of the letters might be acceptable. You know, the size of the letters might be adequate also.
Yes.
Might be adequate. So let us have another question from here. You shoot it up for me. You can shoot up a question as you like, as whatever you like from the book.
Where
Go
do
ahead.
all small letters start?
This is
Give me
revision.
an example.
Yeah, this is revision.
Yeah.
I will give you with pleasure. I will give you an example.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, we are talking, the example will come up. You know, the example is all small letters start at the top. You know, all letters, all small letters, you start them at the top, not at the bottom.
Yes.
You start at the top and you join them. Another question? Any other question?
Yes. How can we measure the space between words in the sentences or phrase?
Wonderful. This is a marvelous question. The space between words, you know, is the width. The width of the small letter O, just like an egg, the shape of an egg.
Yes.
This is, you know, this is an oval shape. We call it oval. The shape of an egg is oval. So, the space between words is the width of the small letter O. You know, if you put O between your letters, that is the space which we want. We don't want a bigger space, and we don't want a closer space. We want adequate space. Adequate space is the shape of an O. Is an oval shape.
Yeah.
Go ahead with the third question if you like.
Which letter join horizontally?
Marvelous. Horizontally means going straight away like that. You know, not in a zigzag line and not in up cursive line. You know, horizontally they have to go, not vertical. It's the opposite of vertical. Vertical they go up, but horizontal they go taking the side, the east side and the west side. So, you know, the answer to this question is that letters which finish at the top join horizontally. Which finish at the top. The letters which we finish them at the top, they join horizontally. Another question?
Which letter join
diagonally? Marvelous. Diagonally, you know, a line which going from here to the next direction. This is diagonal. If we keep on saying vertical, vertical is straight upwards. But diagonal is a little slope. With a little slope. So the letters I might be answering your question here. Letters which finish at the bottom, at the end, join diagonally. We join them diagonally because they finish at the bottom. And complete the following statements. The dot of the letter is accurate. What is the dot here? The dot of the letter must be accurate.
Shape.
The shape, wonderful. The shape of the letter. The shape of the letter must be accurate. And the dot means, you know, space, blank space. The dot is acceptable. People accept it. What is that?
The size.
The size of the letter. The size of the letter must be acceptable by people, by your readers here. People are your readers.
Yes.
And the dot of the letter must be correct.
The slope?
Mustn't be incorrect. Must be the slope of the letter, the steep of the letter must be correct. And the last point is the spacing between letters and between words must be adequate. Yes, marvelous. Adequate. Adequate means reasonable. All people accept it. Yes. This brings us to today's conclusion of what we are saying. But we are going to come again to ask and to do something important. But before that, let me have abbreviations. There are some abbreviations here which I can join to the writing. First, we have FAQ. What's that abbreviation for? FAQ. FAQ, this is on page 30, dear students. This is on page 30 of your book, the first handwriting book. FAQ stands for, you know, you can tell me the FAQ as the SAQ stands for. SAQ, let me answer myself. SAQ, stands for self-asked questions. Self-asked questions. But FAQ stands for what?
Frequently asked questions.
Frequently asked questions. Marvelous. From time to time you ask questions. But, you know, we are governed by time. The time is over. Please try to revise, to go back to your books, try to follow me, try to appreciate what we are saying about this handwriting lecture. With this, ladies and gentlemen, dear students, we conclude for today, and I hope to see you next time. But before we disperse out of this studio, let me thank the team working to reproduce these classes behind the curtains. He who never thank people will never thank God. Thank you.